So, the old review of the Rossi XV still stands because it really hasn't changed much or at all. But I wanted to show you the new XV under the pretty lights and kind of give you an idea of you know, what kind of board you have going on here. You know, it's one of those big, tapered, surfy, free ride directional boards. The biggest question I get with the XV is, should I really go that big in size? And yes, you should. I want the 167, not 50. It's just a mind slip. I'm used to that size. But with the XV, it rides smaller on Groomers and its size or better in powder. So you kind of want the bigger size. For me, you know, the 163 and 167 are fine, where a lot of free ride boards I'd normally go with like a 159, like around there. But this one, I actually preferred the 167 and owned the 163 for a few years, only because I just didn't want to buy another bag. I would have to buy a bigger bag to get the 67 in, so that would probably be the only reason to not get the 67 over the 63 if your specs are similar to mine. Even my size 9 boots powered this so well. And love the graphics this year, man. It's super fun. And you can kind of see this great bit of edge hold technology here, this magnet traction. You've got this big bump here, kind of 2 small bumps and kind of a third mellow bump, along with the camber ending right at around the bindings. You get so much more, you know, edge hold. Now, like we always say about this board, is it is a little washy off the tail, and you can kind of see like there is some taper here, and you feel the taper, but man, it's fun to drive off that back foot. You kind of have to be a little back foot heavy with this for it to work well. And if you're not that type of rider, then maybe you don't want to do this board. Maybe you know, something else would appeal to you more. Maybe the Crypto, which is more normal sizing. And you can see where they put the rocker and camber stickers, and it seems to be about right. There's a Good Bow of Camber here. And you can see it really does well. Let me hold this thing up so you can kind of see what's going on there. There's a lot of camber here, a lot of drive out of the turns, but then a long pointy nose with a good bit of early rise, so it sets back really well. And you know, talking about the Crypto, it doesn't set that far back in powder, but this thing does, and it floats so much better than the Crypto while still being an amazing hard snow freeride board. Just an amazing freeride board in general, but it really excels for those that see hard conditions. And you're looking at, oh, let me do the stance width back on board. All the way back with normal bindings, you're looking at 22 inches, which is pretty reasonable. And then you're getting to about 25, pardon me, and just about 17 and a half, 17 and a quarter. So you're looking at 7 and a half to 7 3/4 back on board, kind of somewhere in between there. I'd probably say it's closer to 7 3/4 because that one's just a little off of 25 too, but right around there, right around 7 and a half, and that's kind of what you expect with boards like this in the freeride world that are kind of, you know, tapered and set back. You know, you kind of want to be far back in powder. And so setting it all the way back is going to make this thing float really easy. And that's why it does a little better than the Crypto and is rated appropriately. So there you have it, the XV. Just great graphics this year. I'm really impressed. They really nailed it. Sometimes graphics, we focus mainly on how it rides, but sometimes graphics just call to you. And this one really does. Yeah, it's a fun board, and there you have it, the XV167 current model.